All right. So welcome everybody. This is Girl Talk with myself, Krista Taylor, and my dear friend Lori Dawson, who is the very first woman of Vox. And we do Girl Talk for the women of Vox to bring everybody together and share our gifts and our stories to empower each other. So today I'm going to talk about finding your superpower. And I was just saying, I'm so excited to have the people on live that we do, because I think we can have a really great discussion here. Some of the key leaders of VoxxLife are here and have really contributed to my journey on this mission. So I'm very pleased to have them a part of this discussion too. So I want to start by saying your superpower is the thing that you do naturally, and I would say the thing that makes your heart sing. So if you could just do it, without thinking about money, without thinking about other obligations, without thinking about other responsibilities, if you could just do that to fill your day, and you would feel fulfilled and you would feel excited, and you know, it would get you up and thinking in the morning, what is that thing that you do? And everybody has a superpower. Whether you're in touch with your superpower or not, whether you're in tune with it or not, is a different story, but everybody has it. And women specifically, or especially, have very, very strong superpowers in my experience. And I want to talk about finding them and how you find them, because many of the leaders, the women in VoxxLife who are very strong leaders, have found their superpower. They're very in tune with it. They know how to use it. But they're also leading, right? And we need to think about duplication. To serve this mission, to help 1 billion people, we have to think about duplication. And a lot of the people that are going to come and join us may not have found their superpower yet. Right? They may still be on that part of their journey. And I'm not saying once you find it, it doesn't change and evolve, because it certainly has that potential. But helping somebody to get in touch with who they are, their superpower, their best self, is a real gift. And I think that we all have the ability to do that. So I just want to talk about how we do that for people. How do we help them to find their superpower? So I want to do a little exercise together. And I want you to think of the building process as we go along with doing this. So let's start together. Let's think about, and if you have pen and paper, write it down. If you're driving, then don't. But let's just take she's ready. Okay. Let's just take a moment right now and think of a woman that's in the public eye. So it could be a celebrity. It could be a news anchor. It could be a politician. It could be anybody that's in the public eye. So somebody that lots of people would know the name if you said it. It could be a performer, anything, athlete, but some woman that's in the public eye that when you see her, you think of her superpower. Okay, so what does she do that attracts people to her? What is the thing that people go, oh, she's amazing at this. She's amazing at this. She's amazing at this. So if she's a skater, it's not skating. It's what is it? Is it her ability to connect with the music? Is her ability to tell a story on the ice? So think of a celebrity, a public figure, a woman, and write down what is her superpower. And then if you feel comfortable with it, just open up your mic and tell me who it is you're thinking of, and what superpower are you thinking of when you think of her?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Tell me more.
I think she has a few superpowers.
I agree.
Her ability to engage with people and just let them feel okay with where they are and what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Love her energy.
And I love her kindness too. She just exudes kindness and is kind in everything she does. And she rewards kindness, and she encourages kindness, and that's my favorite thing about her.
And she's hysterically funny.
Yes.
She is hysterically funny. She uses humor to provide comfort, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
I like her a lot. And as Noelle was saying, you know, she just does so much good for so many. I think she fills a void on the doing good part. Because, you know, you can be popular and you'll see, oh, so-and-so donated $500,000 to this and this. You don't see the interaction one-on-one with people to save people out of the crap that they're in. You know, somebody's house burned down, she's getting a new house. like real people that you see the effect that she's reaching. I think that's her superpower, is she's at one with the people, not just out there.
I completely agree with that. And there's so much strength, right? That really, if you can touch the people that really need you, and not like, you know, like a World Vision commercial, but like the people in your real life that are regular people that are like, if you give me a house after my house burned down, it's going to change my life.
Yes.
Right? That's, yeah. She really does do that. Anybody else have anybody else they think of when they think of superpowers for women?
I have somebody.
Yeah.
Pink.
Oh, I love it. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Absolutely love Pink. And I wrote down some points.
Yeah.
Pink is comfortable in her own skin.
Yes, she is.
And she takes on the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
And she shares her gift. And she is exquisitely talented and makes no apology for who she is. And she sees herself as a role model. So she takes that responsibility. Stupid girls. I love Pink.
Yeah, right?
You know? And she is a trailblazer because she does acrobatics. And, you know, she does things different.
Yeah, I think
Lori, have you seen her in concert?
I have not.
Have you guys seen her? Oh
It's
my
on
gosh,
bucket
she is
list.
spectacular. Yes, she is. It was unbelievable the way she was flipping around above all of us, zipping through the crowd, and it was.
Wow.
And she sounds fantastic doing it, and she's kick ass in every way.
That's a perfect description of her. Kick ass. Love it.
I like that about her.
Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
If
Go
she
ahead.
wore a Superman cape, she would fit it well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody else think of anybody else? Those are two very good ones. And that you're getting it, right? Like we see them, we see these amazing things we're doing. That's their superpower. Okay, so now I want you to think of a friend, somebody who you're friends with, can be in Vox or not. Think of somebody who's a good friend of yours. Actually, let's talk about somebody who's not in Vox. Okay, so think of a good friend of yours who's not a part of Vox.
Oh, I got it.
And talk to me about her superpower. And I would agree with Terry that I think most people have more than one superpower. So the thing that attracts you to them, to that person, or makes the thing that resonates with you, their superpower that resonates with you the most, above all else. So a friend of yours, think about her superpower, and write it down first. What is it? What is it that what attracts people to her? What does she do so well that you're like, oh my God, it's effortless. She just does this and it's amazing and it's effortless. You see her do it. And it makes her feel good. It makes people feel good around her. It makes you want to be with her, talk to her, connect her with your friends. What is it? What is her thing? And it's a friend of yours. And when you're ready, I want to hear it.
Yes, I have somebody, Krista Rialba. She was still is with my previous product partner.
Yes.
She's another trailblazer, and her gift is that she is so frigging creative at giving people a way, a chance, an idea, a model. She's created an entire tribe of healthypreneurs. Almost everybody in their town is with her in some way, shape, or form on a journey.
Beautiful.
And she is so gracious and funny and like just like a little cute spitfire. Yeah, I really admire her a lot.
Love it. Love it.
I don't want to hog the mic, but I've got to talk about my friend Marion.
I want to hear it.
Marion is a senior lady friend of mine who interestingly enough. This is her heart. And when you said effortless, Krista, I see that it is not effortless for her to be in touch with her superpower. So partly that's her superpower, is overcoming. Because this lady was, to use Terry's term, a spitfire as a young person. And her family ran a pet business in the Jane and Finch area when it wasn't dangerous.
Yes.
And she took it over. But she was the black sheep. Her and her mom had a fight one time, and she said, I took my pet squirrel and buggered off, got on the back of a motorcycle with with my guy friend at the time, and away she went. But she did ultimately take over that family business. So her heart for creatures was very apparent. She's very good with my dogs. And but she's had 2 back fusions and 2 hip replacements. And you know that she's in pain, and it's sometimes weather related and stuff. But that lady was 30 years on opioids and didn't know, like prescription medicine.
Yeah. Take what your doctor tells
about,
you.
I've got to get home and get my meds. I've got to get home and get my meds. Well, she in her head was thinking, I'm going to kick into pain if I don't. Mm-hmm. But when she found out that the biggest part of her pain was her drug dependency, she decided August the 10th that she was getting off these opioids. And by the end of September, she was done, and she was on like kick-ass opioids, like the ones that people talk about and die from. Okay. So she did that, and she talked about her night sweats. But this lady not only doesn't complain, she is one of the biggest helpers. I just talked to her this morning, and she was heading over to the church because one of our militant OCD ladies that looks after the kitchen was going to pick her up so that they could clear the cupboards and, do the OCD thing. And rather than Marion say, oh, I just can't do that, she will push through, and she will be able to say that I'm living a normal life. And the distraction of her doing and helping takes her mind off her pain for a while.
Yeah.
She's an absolute champ. And a huge VoxxLife advocate, isn't in a position to do the business or anything, but like never shuts up about it. Will try anything you tell her to, embraces everything. She said to me yesterday, I got a text at this event I'm at. She says, voicemail message, Lori, something's going on. I am trying to get an email through to you, Lori Roadway to Wellness, and it's gone every other time. So when I talked to her this morning, I said, I love that you're embracing technology, but it's case sensitive and it's character sensitive. So because she said to me, I think you're in Toronto. I think that's why they're not going through. Don't you just love her? So anyway, had a big giggle at herself and said, okay, I'm going to try that again today.
You know what's interesting? Why you said she's such like an ambassador for Vox, even though she's not an associate. We need more of those. I'm telling you, we can have 10,000 people on our team, and they're not really ambassadors.
Yep.
They're just taking a seat, taking up space.
Yep.
Who have no real desire to really engage in like things like this. Yep. And not that you have to do all of them all the time. Right. We'd be on the computer all day long, right? Monday night, Tuesday night, join this Wednesday, this Friday, whatever.
Yeah.
But there are some people that even though you're not present on a platform like this, that they are out there supporting, encouraging, doing the talk, doing the blab, the first one to offer up their space, to host if you need it. Yeah, we need more of those.
And the other thing, Mary, with Marion is I keep her in the loop. And so sometimes I'm off the grid because I'm taking her to an appointment or whatever. But the more she feels a part of what I'm doing, the more excited she is. And I told her the story this morning about the guy with the sleeve. Well, I've since had somebody phone me about the sleeve. and that's been like an hour turnaround,
Yeah.
So the piece that's relational is not to be underestimated, because just because they can't do the business doesn't mean they can't open their yap and talk about it.
And that's doing the business.
That is doing the business, right? And some people just choose, it's their choice whether they want to sell it themselves or not, right? It's their choice. And I have an appointment this afternoon, a gentleman that has Parkinson's and his wife that has chronic pain, that are a referral from this woman who walks around the city referring people to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to do
exactly
this with
right.
me? She's like, no, I don't. I want to refer people to you. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. She's like, drop off more flyers. I'm like, I shall.
We need more of those too.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what she wants. She's telling me what she wants. I should not be telling her what she wants. She's telling me. I've given her the options. She's like, I choose the option of referral. I'm like, thank you.
And you know what? You didn't even have to go on and do a live and try to hook people and all of that. And I mean,
oh my God, don't even start me on that topic.
Well, listen, I have to.
I'm telling you 5 things today that's just going to change your life, Lori.
Well, I have to tread very lightly, as you girls might.
I know.
Appreciate. We know.
But the thing about it is, I mean, it works for some people. It works for strangers.
Does.
But my internal people, like, I don't need to seek out strangers because I got enough friends, and teammates. So, and
you have.
There is that element of, I am so freaking bored with this. Listen, there are other people that are killing it doing that. And
I know.
The people that are killing
and
it
all the
doing
power
it are
to
the
them.
people who are shy to do it. Those are the ones I want to watch.
Yeah. Darlene Reimer is doing awesome.
Brilliant. She's clever. She's polished. Love it.
Angela Corms.
She doesn't realize how good she is, I don't think.
Yeah.
Darlene Reimer got a big plug last night on the call because that gift she gave to Jay.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Oh,
I just get goosebumps.
I know.
And kudos to Jay for acknowledging it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I couldn't get on the call last night. Can you guys tell me what that was?
No,
I wasn't able to get on.
Yes, Ellen, you can chime in just 1 sec. Go ahead.
So we can't talk about the call last night on this call because this call is recorded and being posted.
Last night's was recorded too. It's going out.
Okay, when it goes, is it going out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is going out.
Okay, it's going out. So there you go.
Just talk about the gift that Darlene gave.
Yeah, the gift.
Yeah, I just meant the gift. I knew about the other stuff.
She created a piece of art for him, for Jay, and it's she used, what did he say? Frozen
noodles.
Spaghetti noodles.
And then she took a photo, and then I don't know if she does photoshopping, but she created a brain basically. But you know how Jay always says, I'll noodle on it, I'm noodling. That's his thinking process phrase. So
and then she used a light bulb.
And she used a light bulb and
the brain stem. Yeah,
it was. And then the DNA strand at the bottom coming out. Yeah,
and he's got it in his office. I'm sure he'll leave it where it is because it's such a poetic piece, really.
Yeah.
To him and to his mission.
Her business is story photography, and she's off the charts clever. But she's also an introvert by her own admission, and so. The fact that she's coming out and getting super playful, I've watched the evolution. We've all watched the evolution, and it is really something. And she's killer smart, and killer intuitive. And she's been a slow builder, but now she's branding herself in a way that is effortless for her. Not effortless, but is organic, is I guess what I mean.
Yeah. It's seeming effortless and being effortless are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody makes something seem effortless, it doesn't mean they are doing it without effort. It means when you see them do it, it appears to be effortless.
Absolutely. Now, Ellen wanted to turn at the mic.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
So beautiful.
Hopefully my phone doesn't ring because I'm at work.
Okay.
But it's in my own business, so maybe I'll put them on hold. So I just logged on, so I'm kind of getting in the middle. I don't know where you were, but I just wanted to comment when you just talked about the lives. I am totally not comfortable with doing that. It's just not my thing. And I was at Rank Makers in Orlando. So when the 14-day challenge came out, I kind of looked at it and I said, it's just out of my wheelhouse and it's just not the way I want to share my business. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, kudos to everybody who's doing it. And if that's working for them, it's not even so much about comfort level. It's just that I just don't feel like going on there every day and being live. I prefer, like, I do a lot of inspirational posts and I then mix my Vox in, and I just get so much feedback from people on that. Like wherever I see people, like I treated a person at the dental office yesterday who's my Facebook friend, and she's like, Ellen, like your post just like hit me so, like, some days and blah blah blah. And I mean, I think to each his own.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'm kind of getting really bored with so many lives. Like I can't even watch them anymore. Like I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling Facebook, but I'm like just scrolling past the lives because there's just too many of them, and some of them are just way too long. And again, kudos to them for doing it and coming out of their comfort zone. But it's just kind of not the way that I want to lead with my business.
I think we have to understand that duplication is of systems. It isn't of styles necessarily.
One of the other very interesting things from Rank Makers that I will share is, Ray has a lot of great positive things about network marketing, but as Jay says, we are not the typical network marketing company.
Yes.
So he totally believes that you just go straight to the point, like no bullshit, just go straight to the point. With our business, it can't always be that way. It really has to be a passion-driven business. I have done some cold calling. Like I am a member of like different support groups because I'm so passionate about Parkinson's because of my dad having it. But so I follow a lot of MS and support groups and Parkinson's and neuropathy. And to be honest, like all of my cold calls, like if I private message somebody, I've had a few people interact with me, but most of them don't even read them. And the others very often are just so skeptical. I mean, they just really think that I'm just trying to sell them something and it's too good to be true. So I've only had a few that have led to anything and nothing that's led to anything big.
Yeah.
Well,
one of the things that caught my eye this week on Facebook from the Rank Makers section, it wasn't somebody that I know to be from Vox. Maybe she is, I don't know. I didn't recognize the name. My goal is to cold prospect 500 people a week. I thought,
what?
Now that, like, you don't give a shit about those people.
Yeah.
You're just going after numbers.
Holy cow.
Yeah, 50 people a day is what her goal is. I thought, I would never work with you for.
You're not in my tribe.
Not for a second.
No.
So it's kind of, part of me thinks that, like, again, like Ray was great at our event because he is real. But when you go deep down into his training, I think a lot of his training doesn't apply in a lot of our Vox. Again, we're so passion driven, and experiencing our product is so important, and personal relationships are so important. So although he does have some good ideas, I think part of it is outside of the way we're taught or the way Jay believes as well. So it's kind of a mixed message to me.
Well,
and it's kind of made me stumble a little bit. And I just had the conversation with Jem Moya the other day. I go, I almost feel like I'm kind of right now, like in a rut, because I'm confused. I watch my Ray dailies and listen to what he tells me to do. And some of it's out of my comfort zone, so I'm not doing it. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong here? And it's almost, I think, taken me a step backwards. I mean, I love my Vox and love my passion for it and all that. But as far as what I learned, I'm a little confused.
You know what, Ellen? That is a part of I would just want to move to the next segment of this because we're getting to the hard part. But what you just said is a part of what I'm going to talk about in about 5 minutes because you're not alone.
My last thing on this whole format we just talked about, is how can you out the left side of your mouth say, let's be authentic and build connection, but cold prospect 50 people that you don't know and just say, I'm building a business in your area. I just want to know if you're interested. No, hell no. Like, please.
So we have to lead with our product, basically. We have to lead with our product.
We need to connect with the person.
Correct.
Before we even lead with our product, and that's about, tell me about your life. I mean, I've met with a girl 4 times now, and today she messaged me and gave me an order, and it was a substantial order. And I said, so like, what do you see with this? And she said, I see a sign up, please. And I'm like, okay, you know, and nice. That was over a 4-week period.
Yeah. See, it evolves, right? Mm-hmm. Connect, have communication, an in-person visit, let them try the product. And sometimes it takes a period of time, but then that's more authentic. The person has done the journey for themselves.
That's right. And they own it.
Right.
So Ray is absorb and discard. That's an expression Glenn uses. And I think it's very fitting for just about everything. Take what resonates and
let the rest.
And that doesn't let us off the hook from growing ourselves.
Yeah.
But we have to grow ourselves.
Yes.
You know?
So let's talk about our superpowers.
Yeah.
Lady. Okay, so Ellen, just so you and the people that are coming on now are aware. So we started with looking at celebrities and what are their superpowers? What do we see in them as the thing that attracts people to them and the thing that that we think that they do effortlessly. And then we went to a friend. Now I want to go to a family member. So I want you to think of a woman in your family and tell us about her superpower. Write it down. What is her superpower? What is the thing that she does that you think is effortless, you think is amazing about her? People are attracted to her. People go to her for that thing that she can do, that she offers. And just in her natural being, just in who she is, not a business or anything like that, but just who she is. Who is she? And take a moment, think about it, write it down. You know, if you do this process on your own, you can take more time and explore different women in your family. But who is she and what is her superpower? And when you're ready, I want to hear about it.
Yeah, I don't have to rethink about it. My eldest daughter is my hero. She is the type of person, if you have an issue with somebody, you have a problem with a company or an organization or something's happened to you in your personal life, she will go to the end of the earth to fix it for you. And she just got promoted. So she started a job at St. Joe's Hospital less than 5 months ago, and they just promoted her to supervisor. So of course the people in the union, even though they didn't want that job, are like going nuts on her, right? Mm-hmm. And her supervisor said to her, you know, do you want to wear a uniform or just like your civvy? She said, no, I want a t-shirt that says, fuck off, bitches, I earned this job.
I earned this, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. She is like, has gone through so much in their whole family life.
Yeah.
And just to get it done, she broke her finger at work when she worked at Tim Hortons and walked herself to the emergency room and then went back to work.
Yeah. Resilient,
that
right?
Type of, yeah.
Super strong.
Super strong. Super strong.
I love that. I love that. Anybody else want to tell us about a woman in their life?
How about if a woman that's no longer in your life?
Yes, that counts. Absolutely.
So it's my mom. I mean, I aspire. She's, you're going to make me cry. Her birthday's next week.
Yeah.
Her birthday's next week. She'll be gone 15 years, Christmas time. So she just was such a strong woman, as generous as could be from the heart, and just would help anybody silently. But she could solve anybody's problem, but she was so honest. Like she didn't pull any punches. You know, what you see is what you get. She was very honest. She didn't pretend. She didn't shove stuff under the rug just because that's what you were supposed to do. But she just had a way about her, and I aspire to be somewhat like her.
I love that. You
I was
are.
going to say, I'm sure you are, Ellen.
Thank you.
Thank
Girls
you for
make
sharing.
me cry. I can't get on these anymore.
Crying is good for you. Crying is good for you. I cry all the time in really like inappropriate situations when I should not be like all the time. But who cares? It's good for you. You should
No,
be
I
able
know.
to
And it's
bust through it.
how we're wired. It's how we're wired.
Yeah. Anybody else
And
want
if
to tell
you're
us?
crying, it's because it's touching you. And
I was just going to say, it has touched you.
Yeah.
Hit your
Good.
heart, yeah.
Yeah, it's real. It's good.
And she would be so proud of me today.
I love
She would. She would.
Yeah.
And
yes,
people
she
tell me
would.
that all the time. They say, oh my God, your mother would just be beaming at what you've done with your life. So,
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
That's so great. Thank you for sharing that. That's really,
Thank you for listening.
It's really, really cool. Does anybody else want to tell us about an amazing woman in their family?
Come on, Noelle. Come on, Andrea.
Noelle may be driving her car.
there
In
may
which case.
Noelle is entirely driving her car.
Okay.
But amazing women. I have a long list of amazing women in my family, and oh goodness. Well, I mean, I think my mom is a huge inspiration to me. She moved here. She lived in my hometown for 45 years, where I grew up in Rockford, about an hour and a half away from here. And after my dad passed away 6 years ago, she and I closed everything up at that house, and we sold it and moved her here to where I live in Naperville, outside Chicago, and helped her find a beautiful little condo that we renovated every single surface of it, and it's great. It's so her, and she goes and works out every day and has made a ton of friends, and is just building a beautiful life for herself now at 73 that I find just very admirable, and I'm just very proud of her. So.
And can we talk about how hot she is?
Oh, right. Did you see a picture? That's right. I posted her birthday picture.
Oh my gosh. She looks beautiful. Classic. Very classic.
She's a classy lady. Yes, for sure. And yeah, I admire so many things about her. And I would say her superpower is her smile. My parents were world travelers and went around. I never knew what country they were in. And she just always met people with her smile, and she continues to do that. She lights up a room, and so to me, I think that's her superpower. She's engaging and she's welcoming, which I think are beautiful qualities.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. Andrea, did you want to share?
Wow, that's a pretty easy superpower to adopt. Let's think on that.
Yeah. Andrea, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself in your bottom corner? There you are. Hi.
Oh, I didn't realize. All right. Okay.
You want to share?
Sure. I can share that all my daughters, but in particular, I'll highlight my middle daughter, has had many life adversities, and just with her medical condition, and she has the ability to pick up the pieces and move on stronger than she was before. And that's something I really admire.
Attest to that. I certainly can attest to that. And she's got a heart of gold.
Yes. So she has inspired me to learn more than I ever thought I needed to know.
That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
She's inspired me to learn. She's inspired me to grow as a person, and I am inspired just by watching her evolve and grow. And so her superpower is stress resilience.
That's amazing.
Nice. That is really awesome. That's a huge.
Oh, is yours, Mama.
So
And a sense of
cool.
humor.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, okay, we've talked about the celebrities, we've talked about our friends, we've talked about our family.
I know where you're going.
So, with the exception of anybody who's driving, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Relax. Breathe. Just breathe for a second. Don't close your eyes, Noella. Everybody else, close your eyes and breathe. You know I'm going to ask you about you, and that might be raising your anxiety levels, but it's okay. Just breathe through it. So keep your eyes closed. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I don't want you to think I have to write down an answer. I just want you to leave your mind open and be aware of the thoughts that come into your mind when I ask you these questions, okay? So I want you to think about the things that make you feel good, like really good, like when your body responds with excitement, that feeling of like, yes, what is it that makes you feel like that? Now, think about when you feel that level of like, yes, yes. Who was talking to you? Who were you talking to? What were they asking you? Where did the conversation start? Why were they talking to you? Where did they come from? Why were you in the place that you were when they came to you? And I want you to think again of that feeling. Let your body feel that feeling of like, you did it. Like you're just like, oh my God, I did it. Or, oh my God, I had something to do with that. Or, oh, that makes me feel great. Think of that feeling. Let your body feel that feeling of awesomeness. Feel that feeling of awesomeness. Now I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to just pick up your pen, if you can, or think, what are the first things that come to your mind? I want you to write them down. I want you to open your eyes after I ask you this question and write down the answers. The question is, what is your superpower? Open your eyes and start writing. What is your superpower? Just write. There's no right or wrong. Whatever. As many words as you want to write. Just write whatever is coming to your mind right now when I ask you, what is your superpower? What is it? Any words that come to your mind. What makes your heart sing? What do you do that makes you like feel awesome? And when you're ready, I want to hear about it.
So for me, I'm not driving anymore.
Okay.
I'm parked. For me, my superpower is kindness, and I really try to lead from kindness. I don't always succeed. There's times when things happen that are maybe unintentional, but in general, it's super important to me to be kind and to connect people. I think being a connector is also one of my superpowers. I always am in my head, and anytime I hear, oh, this person does this and this person does that, I'm always trying to think, well, who could I connect them with, and what resources could I connect them with? I love pairing needs with resources. When you were taking me through that exercise, I guess I felt like I was a leader, but that's something that I need to kind of probably work through a little bit, because I'm in a leadership role now. It's turning into that, and I need to figure out how to embrace it and just go with it. So my 3 would be kindness, connector, and leader.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I would agree.
Does anybody else want to talk?
I had my dad when I was little, like even in my teenage years, say, do you have to bring every friggin' stray that's out there home? And he didn't mean animals. But at the same time, he would say, this is the same man who took me aside and said, okay, here's some cash. Find somebody who needs this to have a better Christmas.
Nice.
So I am a chip off the old paternal block. And what I loved about my dad was he let me decide who that was going to get that money. And so he trusted me. So even though bringing the strays home frustrated him, he loved it because he did the same thing. And he was extremely generous. So that, when he gave it to me, was when I was in high school, and it was $500.
Wow.
Which was a lot.
A ton, yeah.
And Terry, you know how we've talked about directly helping people,
yes,
instead of giving it to the middleman who you don't know
where it goes
enough about, you know? I mean, I'm cool to do it for somebody who I know who's in charge of something, you know? So I would say that one of my superpowers is I'm a pretty good cheerleader of people.
Yeah,
And,
you are.
Can we just step back?
Yeah.
Take out the pretty good and tell me that again.
You always do this to me.
I love you. Do it.
No. I'm a cheerleader.
You are.
My superpower is, tell me.
My superpower is I'm a cheerleader, but I'm an honest cheerleader. And this week I had to get kind of down and dirty honest with someone who was taking advantage of my friend Marion. And now they're scared of me a little bit.
Good girl.
So, but here's the thing. I tempered myself in my delivery. I was just honest. And that is hard for me because that means I'm going to wound somebody. And I don't like wounding somebody. But it is the tough love thing. So cheerleader, what else did I write? I'm committed to earning people's trust and making them feel safe. So that they can, thank you, so they can feel that they can be entirely 100% themselves. And we can go from there. Because something about being on this earth and being in progress is important.
Yeah.
So we help people grow and feel good about their growth and not bad about their need to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that 100%, Lori.
Yep.
Thanks, Terry. I'm trying to be honest with myself and not falsely humble and not self-deprecating and all of that. You know, firstborn, you know.
Yeah. And that's a thing, right? That's a process.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is a process.
And especially for empaths, you know.
Yep.
Because listen, I'm reading a book right now called Aftershock, and it is about secondhand trauma. So caregivers and first responders, be they family or professional, not only take on the trauma of the situation, but have to keep themselves in check.
Yeah.
For the front line,
to keep going.
Trauma experiencers. So there is a whole thing that happens in the brain and a whole different form of trauma for those people. It's real. So I figure the more knowledge we have, the better as people we can be in both those areas of helping and self-help.
Totally.
And we're all those people, every one of us on this call, and every one of us really that are truly dedicated to the mission of Vox. So, but it makes us better. It makes us better.
It does make us better.
So the struggle helps the chrysalid become a butterfly and fly. So struggle has a point.
Yes. Oh, yes. Does anybody else want to share their superpowers?
I don't know if you call it a superpower or whatever, but, and I've been experienced this quite a bit lately, is talking people off the ledge.
So take out all that middle part and tell me what your superpower is.
I'm good at talking people off the ledge. Whether it's an emotional ledge, I mean, not hanging out the window ledge, but yeah, a struggle, something's happened to them, how to let them see different points of it, to diffuse the situation, so that when we end the call, it's like, oh yeah, I feel so much better.
Terry, your life is a testimony to that.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, really.
On the ledge, really.
That's your book title.
Yeah. I was on the ledge and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So,
does anybody else want to share their superpower?
You get me all emotional. I need to have a cigarette. If anybody's upset,
Who cares?
I will shut my video off.
Do it, whatever.
No, we can watch you smoke.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Exactly.
Make some rings.
Oh.
I didn't actually take the time. I didn't write 3 things down.
That's okay.
But one of the ones that I actually get the most feedback on, so at least it seems to be a superpower that people have noticed.
Yep, exactly. That is, yes, go.
It is the ability to see good in all things.
Very cool.
Oh, that's so true of you. That's so true of you. And your humor and your resilience. Like I could just fill a page.
And I guess, thank you, Lori. And I guess the second one is I love solving complex problems, complex puzzles. So.
A brainiac.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Of a completely different level, on a completely different level.
Nice.
That is so cool. Does anybody else want to share? So I'm going to tell you, I realize the time is getting short, but I want to tell you, what my superpower is. And I want to tell you what happened when I learned to embrace it in my VoxxLife business. Because I tell you, a shift happened. So my superpower is that I can see people through their fear.
You sure can.
So I can see the strength, especially in women and children. I can see their strength sometimes before they are ready to acknowledge it. And definitely there's a difference between not wanting to do something, like Ellen said, which is completely acceptable, and being afraid. So I always say to women, if it's fear that's stopping you, fuck fear.
Yeah.
If you choose not to do it because you choose not to do it, that is your prerogative. But if it's fear, fuck it. Let's go. I'll take it. I'll back you up. Let's go.
Krista, you are the reason. You know, I don't have to tell you. You know the moment. And I'm here because of that moment. And you were that moment for me.
Aw, thank you. See, and that makes me feel that. Remember, I was saying what makes you feel that. What she just said makes me go like, yes, yes.
It was probably 5 minutes worth, and weren't entirely, gushy.
Not gentle.
It was a sort of fuck your fear moment. Where's Pat Grass?
Right?
She was there.
She was there.
And you spoke her language too. You kicked her arse, and she loves you for it.
I love her too. And you know what? I got to tell you guys, that's who I am. I have always been. People have always come to me. And I think a lot of the time, they're coming to me to give themselves permission to be themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm totally okay with that. I accept that I do that well. I help people to be whatever, give them whatever it is they need to move forward. And I love doing it. And I have always done it. But I'm going to tell you something. When I came to Vox, I don't have any MLM experience. So I came with my own ideas of what multi-level marketing is, or what I thought it is. And I also came from a corporate background that was very much about numbers and cold calls and and like I'm good at that because I'm good at talking to people and I'm good at building relationships, because what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get with me. So people trust me because they know that if I don't like what they're saying, I will tell them. Or if I'm not going to talk behind your back, I'm going to talk to you to your face. So people trust me, and I was very successful in the corporate sales world. But
you're an excellent communicator, Krista.
Thank you, Terry.
Excellent communicator.
Mm-hmm.
So, I came to Vox and I was trying to apply what I have spent my career learning, and my education is in business. I was trying to apply that to this. So I was following the leaders and I was copying and I was doing things, even though they were not aligned with who I am. Like, I'll do a Facebook Live every day and I'll do this and I'll do that and routine. But in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I need to duplicate what they're doing. I need to do it too because that's what you do. And I was conflicting with myself a lot. And I'll tell you, I started taking courses, and there's many different ones that I'm sure your Facebook feed is full of advertisements of all these different super successful people in multi-level marketing and in business building and in entrepreneurship. And there's so many things you can pay for, right? And I was doing that.
Frozen.
Paying for can you hear me? Am I frozen?
Occasionally it freezes.
You're good.
Okay. So I was doing that. I was paying for things. I was paying for courses. And you know what? Along the same lines as Ellen, some of the things didn't resonate with me. But then there was a course that I was paying a lot of money for, and I loved it. And, I loved it because I was really good at it. I knew all the answers. The guy that was teaching the course was like, and this, and what do you think about this? And I was like, and I knew all the answers.
So you didn't need the course.
So I loved the course because I knew it. So what am I doing paying for it? Why am I spending my time, my energy, my focus, my attention on this thing? I was doing it because it was easy, right? It was comfortable. I loved it. But then I had to get real with myself. So I had to turn my own superpower on me. And I tell you what, it's not as easy when you do it for yourself, right? I had to call myself out on my own shit. I had to ask myself, why do I love this so much? Why am I paying so much money? Why am I spending so much time on this? And you probably know the answer is because I was afraid. I was afraid to say that I have enough. I know enough to do this and be successful. And I was afraid that I was going to fail in my VoxxLife business. I was terrified that I was going to fail. That was what was stopping me. And when I used my superpower on myself, I realized that it was my fear. And what do I say? Fuck fear, right? But then I had to say it for myself, and I had to actually do it myself. And it was so hard until I did it. When I talked to the people at that course, and they, of course, they know exactly what to say. They had all the things. Oh, you're just afraid. You're afraid to go forward. You're afraid to succeed. And I was like, yes, you're correct. But what you're missing is that I'm using you as a crutch. I am afraid, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm afraid to leave this course because I'm so comfortable here, but I'm going to do it anyways because I'm ready. And I'm hiding here, and I need to stop hiding. I had to stop hiding in this world of I'm not ready yet. Because how do I know if I'm ready yet if I don't go and try?
That's right.
How do I know? I don't know. And maybe I'll fall on my face. But you know what? I tell my kids all the time, try. If you fall on your face, we'll get up and we'll do something else. So why I got so stuck, I don't know. But I did. I promise you, I was stuck. I was stuck.
And you don't fail at this, Krista, unless you send all your product back and you never speak of Vox again. That's a failure.
That's it.
Every step forward, every person you talk to, every demo you do, every follow-up you do, that's a success. That's where the duplication is, not all the other bullshit. That's all our mandate is. Connect with people, offer them hope, do a demo, do a follow-up, engage with them, and if they're inclined to join the business, support them on their journey. That's what you duplicate. The rest is all...
Right? So I did it. I turned my superpower on myself. I shifted my focus out of self-developing outside of Vox, and I turned my focus to self-developing in Vox. So I started following people like Terry Randall. I started following people like Ellen. I started watching you guys and learning from you. And this is where we always talk about, you never know who's watching, right? Me, I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm learning, right? We're all learning. Everybody, wherever you are, just like HPT, wherever you are, there's further to go, right? So wherever you're starting, start there, but start. And I tell you what, I was going to do a totally different topic this week, but I met a woman, 3 women, during the week this week. I drive Uber to pay my bills as I'm building my business. And I was driving these 3 women. They're in Toronto for a conference, and I like to talk to people, so we're chatting and what are you here for, and and they said they're here for a conference on women of the world who are influential. And I was like, oh, tell me more. I'm all about this, and I'm really I found my niche and this team that I'm with now. And I started this Women of Vox group because women are stronger together. And we started this conversation, and one of the things that I would say the leader in that group of women said that really made this call happen was, she said, women, we think we need to have all of the answers. We think we need to have 100% of things in place to go and be successful, where men have 5%. And they're like, I'm going, I'm doing it, I can do it. And they fully 100% they believe they can. And most of the time they do. So why, as women, are we programmed to believe, and many, maybe not all, but many of us are programmed to believe that we're not ready yet? Well, you know what? I say, fuck it. We are ready. Try it.
You're ready when you're ready.
You're
just
ready
say,
when you're ready.
I'm ready.
And off you go. And you'll grow and you'll grow and you'll grow. But you got to start. You got to come out. I was hiding. You got to not hide. Don't hide. Come out and start and see what happens. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys this week. So thank you for listening.
Awesome. So Krista, I see your superpower as helping people step into their authenticity.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's powerful.
I love it.
Yeah, see, and that's part of the communication piece, right? You're great at that.
Thank you. And I wanted to show you something. I'm going to share my screen for a minute. So this is another thing I saw this week, because, you know, I'm always interested in the duplication part of this, because like I just said, when I came in, I didn't know, you know, I was flailing around and a lot. And I really don't know why I didn't give up, but I didn't. And I would say to anybody, don't ever. But I found this week, and I just want to show you. This is a message for people that haven't, you know, you're still in your process. You haven't found your superpower yet. So we're here. We're it for now until you find it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Do you know what I think, Krista? That a lot of this evolution happened at the Women of Vox retreat.
Oh, yes. Yes. I meant to start with that, actually, Terry. Yes, that is 100% accurate. I am trying to stop this screen share for a second. Yes, that is 100% true. This started with the Women of Vox. Okay, so that timing on that. Sorry, I'm just trying to flip this off here. So that was the interesting piece of the timing. So I had this whole discussion with myself about I'm going to, you know, step forward and I'm going to stop with this nonsense of doing all these other things and not focusing on my Vox business and what I want to do with it. So I had this discussion with this company, and I withdrew from their program. And the weekend, the Saturday morning, after I had spent days with these people on the phone, the Saturday morning, I got a phone call from Terry Randall. This is where the universe gives you what you need, when you need it, and when you're ready. I got a phone call, Terry, seriously, that Saturday morning. And Terry said to me, we're going. Let's go. We're getting the women together, and we're going to build this thing. It was the best weekend of my Vox journey so far.
It was. And there'll be another one this coming May.
Yeah.
But we'll start putting the plans in place in January, just like we did last year. The whole thing with the Women of Vox, we wanted the retreat at least. Mm-hmm. We initially put together a group of people that we thought, would bring something to the table for everybody that was there, or who we felt needed to receive something. So there was a lot of both of that activity happening. In a really relaxed, let it all hang out, who gives a shit weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me be in my PJs and rock this.
Yeah.
Learn together, grow together, right? It's, it was awesome. It was awesome. Amazing.
Well, that trip when you guys came down to Chicago, Terry, was very significant for me, because meeting all of you, Jen, Lori, Diane, it was so powerful, because it was so connecting, and Stan's the one that pulled it all together. But really, the greatest gift of that for me was connecting with all of you and meeting the guys. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
But really, it's through that connection that I started to think, I think this is something I really do want to do, and I do want to continue to invest in it. And this is something I want to be a part of. And so I think those times of connection, it is super impactful. And as we're growing, it'll be interesting to see how we're able to create that in our own communities. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really trying to create that here in Chicago.
I see that. Your monthly meetings and everything, your training sessions.
Yep.
So much growth already.
there has been a lot of growth. It is amazing to me how it keeps every day. We have new team members join us, and I can't wait for Tuesday when we have our training session. I'm going to have sort of just I invited people to come for a potluck beforehand. I'm going to make some chili, and we'll just hang out and talk, because I find in those conversations, there's so much that new associates can learn. I can learn about them. And it's just so powerful. So that is one of the biggest gifts to me of Vox, is all of you.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't do like an opportunity event or whatever. I just call them Sunday socials. And whatever teammates are close enough and local who can come. And like you say, it's all conversational. If they bring a guest or someone who may have an interest in the business, and the conversation just flows naturally. And if the conversation happens to focus on the business part of it, I will elaborate on that. And I find people are more inclined to talk freely and openly and receive information when it's not in the typical boardroom, hotel room, conference room, blah, 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 blah. Just come and be yourself, find out what you need to know. And it's their first exposure of the culture that you're trying to build as a team.
Yeah, right.
So
that was one of my biggest takeaways actually from the Women of Vox retreat weekend. So I would say to anybody listening to this, get your people together. Like, this is one thing that I really have learned from Terry Randall and what she's just described. But that whole like connecting, which I think, you know, again, it's so natural. Like, that's who I naturally am. Yes, naturally I invite my friends over all the time. My house has always been the place where people just come and go whenever they want, and I love it. Don't separate that part of you from your business. That is your business. That's how you're going to naturally attract your tribe. And this whole idea, like, you know, they brought a bunch of us that are local together for this Women of Vox retreat, and we went and we learned, and then we started to duplicate, you know, like out of the gate, it started to duplicate. So I would say do that in your area, bring people together and let them learn from each other. But the connecting is key, right? Like, at first I was trying all the Facebook stuff and attracting strangers on Facebook, and like, I love social media. I love it, but I love it for my people that I have on it, not for attracting randoms from here, there, or everywhere, because that's not me. I prefer to build real, strong relationships, and, you know, connect, and then keep your connections close. You know, we're not retail sock sellers. Don't let your customers go. Keep them close to you.
yeah, you have to love on them. That's for sure.
Yeah. Amazing, friends. Well, we're super over time, so thank you all for your patience.
Yeah, I saw my pajamas. My husband's going to be coming through the door to any minute, but
I know.
Anyway, yeah, lovely spending time with you all.
Always lovely spending time with you too. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And are you all unmuted? So you can just say.
I guess Lori Dawson disappeared.
I think maybe she had somewhere to go. I don't know.
She left right at 10 straight up. So maybe she had another call at 10.
Has another call.
Yeah,
exactly.
Possibly. So I won't be seeing you. I'm out of here tomorrow till November 26th.
Oh, nice. Where are you off to?
Fort Lauderdale and tomorrow, and then Sunday we're going on a cruise.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Grand
how
Cayman,
fun.
Cozumel, Jamaica, and then 2 more days in Florida, because I do have some team members.
Yeah.
Not far from Fort Lauderdale. So they'll come up to the hotel and hang out.
And
Awesome.
connect.
Lovely.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Have a great time.
Wonderful.
Thanks, ladies.
Great. Thanks, girls. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye now.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.